Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the very late, very last post-show live stream for The Bachelor. How's everyone doing tonight? It's me, Bachelor Fantake, and for the last time for a little bit, we're going to do a post-show live chat. Very interesting ending to everything that happened. Very, very interesting ending. Not the most excited I've been all season. All season here. Let's get whoosh, whoosh. Is that better? Is that better? Whatever. The most excited I've been all season. We're gonna we're doing it live. Nothing to do with the season. It's the announcement at the end. But before we get into all that. It's gonna be a nice quick live stream tonight. It's very late, 3 hours of a finale and a recap to do tomorrow. But everyone needs to get to bed. But we do have to talk about what happened. But before we do that, stream rules. Number one. You know what? Forget number one because spoilers are fine now. But number two is as important as ever. Excuse me. Be kind to each other. And anger not our YouTube overlords. Don't make the YouTube people come after me. Well, 11 o'clock. Almost dying on stream for no reason whatsoever. But yes, we saw this in this 3-hour finale. Did it need to be 3 hours? Maybe not. The last 2 hours were really what gave us everything. And Maria Hernandez, thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see a familiar face. You can see the moment Latia's eyes changed immediately when he tries to soften the blow. She was not having it at all. I am so pumped to see Golden Bachelor franchise on Paradise. It's going to be chaotic. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support you've given this whole season and through all seasons. It's always good to see familiar faces in the chat, and I really appreciate the support. But yes, that was the super exciting thing. Here we've got our engaged couple. This is the big one of the whole thing. Grant and Juliana, still engaged, still together, moving to Boston. And Latia, very, very, very blindsided. Very, very, very blindsided. Big shift in that dump as Grant made his decision at the last second. But the big news, bigger than the engagement, is the addition of the golden members of the franchise to Bachelor in Paradise this year. Pretty. I'm super excited because I don't know how they're going to do it. I didn't know how they would do it, but I always wanted just to see some sort of iteration of a golden paradise. I thought that would be so fun, but they don't have enough cast members to do it. And I think this is the way they're going to reinvigorate the golden franchise, because like Joan and Chalk were there. They're looking, like they're still happy together and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not as like tapped in crazy with all the other stuff going on in my family life and all that, busy into like the Bachelor world, so I don't know how they're actually doing, but they seem like super fine and all that. But otherwise, the golden franchise, just to, like, with the Gary divorce and all that, like coming off, it just, I don't know if it was too much. This might be a way to get things exciting again for that. I imagine what they're going to do is they're just going to have 2 simultaneous casts. That's my early guess, early speculation. They'll have I don't know how they'll do. Maybe they'll have a rose ceremony, and the pool will be your OG cast member and you're a golden cast member, and you choose from each other. and hey. Who's to say you can't choose from each side? But I think there could be a lot of fun there. But back to the main show. Yeah, I really. I good Lord, I hope not. Um, but the main show, essentially, we saw like from bottom to top. It was Latia, I love you back. I don't know how Juliana is feeling. Juliana quickly comes in and is like, I'm not sure if he's there, and he says I love you. She says it back. Okay, we're all at I love you. Um, then they go on their dates. It seems like Grant's decision is okay. Latia has this timeline. She wants kids soon. He sort of asks like, what if like I change my mind on that? She says like, if it's for a good reason, blah blah blah. And he has this idea of Latia on paper. I think Latia was always the pick from the beginning, but like something shifted with Juliana, and Juliana was this more like he said like when he said like she was more fun or something like that, maybe more his more like him in terms of the things they like to do. I don't know, but that was the sort of deciding factor. And when he chose Juliana, when he dumped Latia, she shifted majorly. That was also the best part of the season. The last 2 hours was probably the best part of the whole season right here. And she laid into him with the fury of Mormon scorned. And but she said, and she continued to say, that he promised her all of these things. She did everything that you're supposed to do in the situation. She brought up all of her boundaries, all of her non-negotiables early, and he affirmed her. He affirmed her early on the kids stuff. He affirmed her because he was quote afraid to lose her. That she this was the pick. He told her mom everything. Boom, and then the shift. And Think Story, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thanks for covering the season. Any other shows you plan on covering? Absolutely. So, on top of that, just a break in the action, because we are ending the season here, and there's not going to be a Bachelorette. There's going to be, I don't know when they're going to air Paradise. So, of course, we're going to cover that. Have to cover Paradise. Have to cover the golden Paradise. I am so freaking excited for the golden part of it. Apparently, Zoe's on that. Hakeem! Oh, my gosh. I'm awake. This is the most awake I've been all season, and it's at 11:14 on a Monday night. But I've been watching Love is Blind Sweden. I have a list of... I'm going to try to cover more stuff to kind of do a broader approach to the off-season, because there's lots of stuff coming out. They announced a couple of shows. I might check those out on here. Vanderpump Villa 2, but there's also a couple other shows I might cover in the meantime if I feel so inclined, even though it's a little bit late. Temptation Island. There's... speaking of Mormons, there's The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2. Might look at that. Perfect Match coming up. So there's tons and tons of stuff on in the pipeline on the way. And Nolene, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that, just because I think you're friggin' hilarious. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. And Luca Magic as well. Latia said Grant said this and Grant said that, but that's all hearsay. We have no idea if that's true or not. I mean, fair point, but I think he didn't really deny that. I mean, I like my takeaway was he said like I own up to my wrongdoings and I did you wrong, and certainly he seems to have apparently the night before he said I'm excited to get engaged. He didn't deny, I don't think he denied anything particularly. So that sort of, I guess, like, he didn't admit to anything, but he didn't deny it either. And I mean, I don't think Latia's wrong for being mad. But I think everyone's pretty cool with each other, and ultimately Juliana, like all the stuff that people have talked about, that we've teased them on, like the watching this like at home, going, wow, he was really that close to not picking me. They seem to have talked through it. They seem to all be okay. The Italian dad doesn't have a problem. So they're going to Italy. They're getting cannolis and pizza. So we'll see. We'll see. And LA Broad, thank you so much for the super chat and their familiar face. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. Just wanted to say thank you for all the laughs your videos bring to my home. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. 20th super. Really, thank you. I really appreciate the support. I completely lost what I was gonna say there, but I got it again. So like we'll you know, I earnestly like I feel this. I can't help but feel this no matter what. I earnestly wish them the best. You know, you don't want people's relationships to fail. 99% of the time. But you know, this franchise has a tough way with it. But that being said, didn't like Katie and No Sex Man Zachary, didn't they announce a wedding date? So there's some, you know, there's some good outlook. I mean, we there was a whole stuff with Matt James and Rachel. They broke up and that was messy. But maybe there's some hope. Maybe there's some hope. Joey and Kelsey seem to still be going. Charity and Dotton seem to be like also going. So. Oh yeah, they had Clayton. This is the trio they brought out for advice on what to do when you're in love with two people. That was an interesting choice. I guess they didn't want to bring Charity out alone, so they got Golden Gary out there, and Clayton was free. I thought, maybe Clayton wasn't the best choice of dudes to give advice on what to do when you're in love with more than one woman. So, but I appreciated the presence there. Oh, Clayton. Okay. And I get, yeah, why are we bringing Gary out? I think maybe it was the vibe of the goldenness they were adding to the end there. And yeah, and Susie in the audience. Though like I mean, I haven't thought about Clayton and Susie in a long time, but I guess that she was with someone else too, man. This franchise I can't keep up with it. But last I heard they were good. They were good. So I guess I guess it all evened out. So, but I pleasantly surprised from the last hour and a half of this. But I think overall, I mean, I'm really glad for this Golden announcement. We'll see what it does. I hope it does something. I hope it brings some excitement to the season. The franchise desperately needs it. Desperately. Susie and Justin, that's it. Susie was who's Susie? Susie was Clayton's final pick, I guess. Final pick. He dumped Gabby and Rachel to pick Susie, who he had. Anyway, it was all a mess. He had let her go, or gosh. Anyway. But as I was sort of saying, this franchise needs something exciting. It needs something exciting. Clayton for Bachelor in Paradise? Yes. Um, this season, I think like, I don't know how to put this thought together. It feels like there have been a lot of seasons where it's struggled to maintain excitement. There's a lot of the same note, and you're kind of maybe just hoping for drama or something to help it float. Joey's season to me felt like an outlier. It felt like, when when you see those graphs on like the stock market, and there's like they're like things are going down, but then there's like that bounce up before it just like plummets even further. Joey's season was that bounce up. And it just needs a new like a breath of fresh air. So hopefully this can help that, and they can think of something good for The Bachelor, and maybe this will really get someone excited for another golden Bachelor or Bachelorette. Maybe we'll come out of this. I don't know. Just something needs to happen. And I'm hopeful because the previous Bachelor in Paradise was a stinker, was really rough, and we need something. The franchise also really needs to find a way to balance or just throw money at it. This show is so cheap to make, for the amount of people who watch it, the prime time, all this. It is so cheap to make. Throw money at your leads, because I get it's supposed to be about love, but at the end of the day, you get people on there who are going to be exciting. I just think, or treat them better than apparently they're being treated, because we had Joey's season that jumped up, good season. A lot of people really love that season, love the lead, love the cast, and you had these two women who everyone was super excited about. No offense to Jen, and this is not a statement about Jen's personality, or her as a person in any way, but no one was expecting her to be the Bachelorette. Everyone had all these high expectations of either Maria or Daisy, and then it's neither of them. Do more to because when you get that excitement again, there's a good season, people are excited about people contestants to maybe become the Bachelorette. You have to capitalize on that, otherwise it just falls down. It feels like there was just another domino effect of less excitement. So I'm hoping there can be a reinvigoration. The franchise needs it. The franchise needs it. They can't just coast on the same formula always. Something new needs to happen. And I've noticed they sometimes also try to add new little twists and all that. In Joey's season there was that card or whatever it was where you could steal a one-on-one, and it didn't work out, but it was a possible thing, but they didn't really apart from it being on an AFR, the previous AFR or whatever, for Paradise or something, or Golden, or I can't remember what it was. There's that's not a promo thing. There's something exciting needs to be promoed anyway. I'm gonna stop talking about that subject, and any further comments about ways to save the franchise, ABC, reach out to me and send a check my way. I'll spend a whole 27 minutes brainstorming for you, and I'll send you my bill. Remember when they first announced that a Golden Bachelor season was possible? Felt like forever ago. And yeah, the Golden season, the first Golden season, there was so much excitement around it, and it was awesome. It felt like the good old days again watching that. Sad, so much so that they had the wedding thing, that a live wedding they used to do that stuff all the time. These live wedding events, they were huge, like, pop culture deals in the Bachelor, like, history, the Bachelor lexicon of whatever you want to call it. And that, like, they did that because it was so big and exciting and people were into it. And I don't know, I guess, like, and, you know, then it all fell apart. Oh my gosh. But good luck, Grant and Juliana. Good luck. Good luck. I don't know, like, I wonder what's in store for Latia. Wonder what's in store. These if she's wrapped up in I bet she would have been I wonder what's the story behind the, like, what's the official story behind the Bachelorette, if they're just trying to reset everything. I feel like we could have had an all-Mormon. There you go. The all-Mormon Bachelorette. Everyone is a Mormon, or everyone different religion. These are the ideas. I'm ABC, like, I gave you 2 more freebies. Anyway. But, we'll see. We'll see. Who would have been my pick from the season for Bachelorette? That's if it had to be someone from this season. I mean, I am, like, here, we've got here's the cast thing here. This is a rough one, because I think just by nature of this, this, like, season being so short, it really kills momentum and excitement for Bachelorette or Bachelor pick if it were, the other way around. My pick, Rock Lady, absolutely 100%. PowerPoint Rock Lady. Give me PowerPoint. No, I like, we don't know any of these people enough. The only legitimate option for it, whether in terms of being recognizable, having a story to, like, work around, because these productions are productions. It's not just, a person you send out there. There is something you need to plant in people to get excited about the season at the beginning, to get them understanding what the direction is going to be, what this person's story is, why should I be invested. All of these things need to be addressed right away and before the season even begins. So the only option in my mind for someone who you could do that with is Latia, if she wanted to do it. And maybe she didn't want to do it. Maybe they said, okay, we'll do a season if Latia agrees, and she goes, no, I'm not ready, or I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this franchise, which I wouldn't blame her doing, to be frank. This is another, point back to the show needs to pump up, their like, employee retention, but Latia, and like, do I think Latia would make a great Bachelorette? I don't know. Is that the person I would personally be most excited about? A Latia season compared to, like, many other options. Like, outside hire would be my pick, probably. In reality, outside hire. But of this season, I think, like, thinking of it from a production standpoint, Latia is probably the only option. You come off of the surprise ending, how much she wants a family and wants it now, and is ready for love, and she's finally told someone she loves them, and all that sort of stuff, yada yada yada. That would be, like, the only thing I could imagine from this season. No offense to all the other women, but we just didn't have enough time. didn't have enough to get to know people. I mean, it's insane. With this season, we had, it was essentially a 2-person season, and the second person who ended up getting engaged to Grant really only entered the picture in a major way, like from episode 4 or 5 of a 9-episode, like episode 5 of a 9-episode season. What? We had a person whose first like official date without, not including hometowns, was fantasy suites. Like, how do we get excited about someone? And no offense, like, to Grant was like a top 6 who was like had middle of the line like screen time. Like Grant, we didn't know a whole heck of a lot about him. Same with Clayton. Clayton's season really, like, thinking back to it, is only like well known because he messed up so badly. In the end. And then before that, it was Shanae. And Gabby was funny. That was the first 75% of the season. Then Clayton fumbling the ending. That's like, but he was like he was like the 10th like person from the throne. Like he barely scratched the top, and they're like right before hometowns. So it's just like we just don't know them. So that's the Did I notice how unhappy Grant's sister looked when Juliana came out? I did not. I don't know. We'll see. Now the families get to meet. Maybe is there juice behind this? I say sit back, watch other shows, and the tea will come to us as it always does. So Gabby's married. Like, she's married now. She's married. She's doing her thing. She was on Traitors. Traitors is another show that I like would potentially cover, but it just, the timing was, it was like there was Love is Blind and Bachelors going on. It was just like, I started to watch it. I'm into the concept of it, and there's like reality people, Bachelor people, but there's just not enough time. And there's this other show that they announced. I can't even remember what it's called here. I marked it down, and when it comes out, which is like another. It seems like it's another kind of Traitors-esque show that comes out in April. It's Got to Get Out. And I noticed that Susan from the Golden World is in that. Susan. So, and Demi, yes. More importantly, Susan. No, but Demi's going to be. I'll check that one out. If the timing works out, if it seems pretty chill, I might cover it. Because April, April's a good month to experiment with some random stuff. But all right, it's getting late. I know it is. Am I going to be breaking down the season? We'll see. I have an idea for a video, but there is it might come a little later if it does. I cannot guarantee, just because there is a few other things I'm looking at, and trying to catch up on all the reality stuff that I want to cover going forward as well. But I think the breakdown of this season would be more along some of the lines of the things that I've talked about tonight, which are like what this franchise needs. And we have a springboard for that. At least a little something to, like, a glimmer of hope, to reach out to in the darkness. and it's the golden people in paradise. We'll see. Maybe this can springboard into something good. But thank you all for joining me tonight. There's a 3-hour recap to do for tomorrow, and so I gotta get up early, and it's already super late. Super late. What are y'all doing up? 3 hours. This 3-hour finale business is meant for seasons where we're thirsty for tea and drama and I guess romance too, I suppose. But I thought up until earlier today was like, it's gonna be just, they haven't said anything, so it's just gonna be a 2-hour finale. What do they need 3 hours for? Anyway, so thank you all for joining me. Really appreciate all of you who've come to live streams when they've been on and have been watching the videos. There's another video coming out tomorrow, as I said, for the recap. And then I'm hoping to cover Love is Blind Sweden. I've been watching that the past few days. So gonna be doing that. And then there's more stuff, more of the stuff I talked about earlier. More coming up. Shows in April, shows in May. Usually June is perfect match. So, and then we'll be in paradise again, I think. We'll see when they announce the date. But thank you all for joining me. Thanks for all the support. And we'll be back for paradise. So, who knows? You know, maybe we'll find some way to do. No, I don't know. It needs to be. I'm talking to myself. It's too late. I'm going crazy. Have a wonderful rest of your night. All, if you're on the East Coast, 20 minutes of it. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake out.